Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to create a vibrant gradient cloud scene with a unicorn using the Color Therapy app. In this lesson, I'll show you how to take any image with a subject in it and create a magical cloud scene around it as a silhouette. To follow along with this image, search for unicorn in the search box. So our inspiration today comes from an artist called Kepgak on YouTube. So you can see how he used lots of smudgy colors. We have pinks, blue, purples, and then the silhouette of the black unicorn coming out of the clouds. It makes it really magical and fantastical. We also have some comets and falling stars. And so we're gonna aim for something like that. So you'll wanna start off with a base color. So I'm gonna use a bright pink from the Glow palette. I'll use the bright pink as the second one on the last row. And you're gonna just tap everything in. If it's taking too long, you can use the AIRBRUSH tool and just swipe across to fill in all those little white spots. So we're gonna use the SMUDGE tool today for our clouds and set the size to 100 and opacity at 50. And in the Glow palette, select a light blue as well as a purple. And you're going to use your finger and just add in some soft clouds. And we're just gonna swirl around our unicorn. Just going throughout the whole image. I'll switch over to using that darker purple and just adding it in as well. Just making layers of colorful clouds around our unicorn. Now grab a basic black and switch to the tap to fill option and tap in the face. And you can also tap in the hair and the unicorn part as well as the ears, just on the top part of the head. Now let's fill in more of the neck and body manually using the AIRBRUSH tool. We'll set the size to 65 and have the opacity at 100. And we want to work on creating more of that shape of the unicorn head and chest. So make sure coloring inside the lines mode is set to off, and I'm just bringing that black down into the clouds softly. And now I want to add in parts of the mane of the unicorn flying out, just a few large chunks. So I'll just add some little triangle shapes coming out from the neck, and then we'll refine those with the pen tool. Now let's go ahead and refine those lines using the pen tool. So let's set the size at 9% and opacity at 100 and just zoom into the mane. And you can just go over those outlines that you just made and just make them a lot clearer and crisper. And you'll do the same thing with the neck as well. Just make that nice and crisp. Now we're gonna work back and forth a little bit with layers, adding in more clouds. So go back to the smudge tool. Set the size to 35 and opacity at 75. Now begin to draw in clouds that are even more define. And we want them kind of to swirl around the unicorn. So you can just draw little lines around there, going in a circle. You can also raise the size to 100 and then going back to your colors from the Glow palette, add a few clouds just crossing over and layering over the mane and parts of the neck of the horse so that it starts to blend into the clouds. You can use white, purple, blue, all of those colors that we've been using. Let's also use the smear tool. So set the size at 35 and intensity 100. And here and there, you can blend the clouds with your finger, just moving back and forth. Let's also do a black vignette around the image. So using the smudge tool, set the size to 100 and opacity at 50. Going in a circular motion, just add black around the edges. So now we're really creating a focal point around the unicorn. Then zoom into the unicorn's face specifically. And to make it pop out, we want to use coloring inside the lines mode set to on now. And just use the AIRBRUSH tool and fill in those details of the face so that it pops out from the background, as well as the horn. Last but not least, let's add a bright shining star for the eye. So select the pen tool, set the size to 1 and opacity at 100. And using white, just zoom into where the eye would be. Make sure coloring inside the lines mode is off and then just draw across. AIRBRUSH tool. And then go to the AIRBRUSH tool, set the size to 75 and opacity at 30. In the middle, just do a very nice soft glow. Then set the AIRBRUSH tool size to 25 and opacity at 60. And make another glow right in the middle of that. So now we have a bright shining eye. The last step is to remove the lines and apply the falling star effect. You can also add more shining stars around the image in the same way that we did the eye. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.